live on Thursday morning. It has officially been 1 week since I've had surgery. We've got a weird camera angle and a little bit of a shaky cam because the camera is precariously perched. I only have one working arm. I dropped Nova off at school. I gave them her shot records and the deposit for next year because, you know, you have to pay for all of that in February if you want your kid to go to school in August. I'm on my way back home to see a very cranky baby named Noah who is hanging out with my mom. This morning is the first day in a week that I have felt like myself, albeit with a cast and with some pain, but man, it has been really rough. I did not expect this surgery recovery to be as intense as it was. Like it was, I expected to be tired and I expected it to hurt. Oh no! I'm gonna have to cut that out probably. This is what I mean for shaky camera situation. I expected to be tired and I expected for it to hurt, but I did not expect to be so exhausted I could barely get out of bed and for it to hurt like the amount that it hurt. It was insane, truly insane. So there is a video that's going to go live on Saturday. It's a finish or frog video where I go through all of my whips. I recorded that the day before surgery. I spent 4 or 5 hours fighting with that video yesterday because somehow the video file got corrupted. I'm like, of course, the one time I record something in advance to post on the channel, and the one time I can't just re-record it because I have a cast on my arm, the dang video doesn't work, but somehow we fixed it. I don't know. I cut out the damaged parts of the video. There was 3 of them, so there's a couple of weird jump cuts, but the video works, and it's going live. I'm very happy about that because it was a lot of frustration yesterday trying to make it work. I was like, I literally don't have anything to post. So I'm going to try to vlog today. I don't know how it's going to go because I feel like my left hand is shaky and also I'm doing everything with my left hand. So just recording is difficult, but I want to vlog. I'm going to make this available to everyone, not just patrons and members, because I know so many of you were wanting an update as to how I'm doing. Am I surviving? The answer is yes, I'm surviving, and that is exactly what it has felt like, surviving. So, yes, time to go home and I don't know what. Hang out with a cranky boy. Hello, it's 11:30. My mom is putting baby Noah to bed. I tried to take a nap and I could not relax. Much the same as last night. I just could not settle down. Woke up 100 times. I couldn't get my body to relax. So while he's asleep, I'm going to try with one arm, my left hand. Well, this is what the situation looks like. I have a cast and a sling. So the cast goes all the way up to my shoulder and all the way down to my wrist, and this is a soft cast, but there's metal in here, so I cannot bend any part of my arm, but I can move my shoulder, which is nice. The swelling has gone down. I can tell because I can feel my arm moving a little bit inside the cast, whereas before it was super tight, and I can move all my fingers again, which is nice. It's just sore. There's 3 different kinds of pain. So there's the pain from the incision, which I think is this big. There's the pain in the bone where they drilled a hole in my bone to put an anchor in for the tendon. And then there's the pain of the tendon itself, which goes from here to here. That has subsided a little bit, unless I move my fingers too much. That is if you ever get into a stretch and you go too far in the stretch and you're oh, gotta back out of that. That's what it feels like. It's that intense. And it really hurt for the first few days. So while he's asleep, I'm going to try to get myself set up to do cross stitch. So I have 2 tiny cross stitch kits. One is a poison vial. So it's going to be a little skeleton vial on black cross stitch fabric. And one, just hard to do this with one hand. is the one I was talking about. Live, laugh, loot the bodies. I ordered these from a place in the UK called Enchanted Needle. Enchanted Needle. That's weird. Enchanted Needle at Etsy.com. That doesn't seem right, but I guess it is. So the kit came with everything. So what I need to do is put the fabric in the kit, and so it comes with the cross stitch chart. It comes with instructions, which is really nice because I've never done a cross stitch before. It tells you how to do the stitches, which is super nice. And then it comes with, I'm dropping everything, a needle, all the floss you need, the hoop, and the black cross stitch cloth. What count is this? I have no idea. Oh, it says it on the paper. And the paper fell on the floor. This is 14 count Ada. Does that mean anything to me? No. But if you cross stitch, maybe it means something to you. Okay, let me show you the other one. Because I'm gonna start with this one because I think it will be easier for me to do, the tiny one. So this one has just a teeny tiny hoop. It has all the threads. It has a needle, of course, and then this with the instructions. So same thing, it tells you how to do it, and it has this little black cloth. Now this kit originally came with white Ada, which is, I guess, the cloth you use to stitch on. Can you tell I don't know what I'm doing? And I actually enclosed a note in there to see if I could please have it on black, because I just think that the potion will be so much cuter on black. So I have to somehow get that fabric onto the hoop. I also I ordered this off Amazon. It's just a magnet so that I can stick the needle on it and not have it drop and fall. I know that's useful for anything if you're cross stitching, but just with one hand, I feel like it'll be easier. And then threading the needles, I think, is going to be a problem for me. So I also, on Amazon, for a couple dollars, ordered these little needle threaders. There's like 4 of them, and they're just flowers. Oh, there's 5 of them. Why do I need 5 needle threaders? I don't know. And then many of y'all suggested this thing, which I also found on Amazon for not expensive. It's a cross stitch or like hoop holder. So I guess you can sit on this part, or you can just put it on a table or something. And this goes up and down, so you can have it different sizes. And then this swivels, and basically you stick the hoop in there and it just holds it for you. I'm doing a lot of things with my mouth. So yeah, you would just stick this in here and then tighten it down so it'll hold it, and then I can just do the stitching with my left hand. Will this work? I literally have no idea. Will I even like cross stitch? Probably not as much as I like knitting, but if I don't do something, I'm gonna go crazy. Okay, I've got the cloth in the hoop, which was only a little bit difficult. I've got the hoop secured to the thing. I've got thread in the needle, which was much more annoying to do than maybe just with one hand. It was super annoying. So now I start in the middle, I guess. I've never done a counted cross stitch before, but apparently you start in the middle for this one. And first I'm gonna have some ice cream to fortify myself. Wish me luck. Okay, it's like a solid half an hour, 40 minutes later. I have ripped this out 3 times, but I finally have some cross stitching. But guess what? This is gonna be ripped out too, because I don't know if you can see this, but it's like super open and airy. And the reason I kept ripping it out is because I was really confused about the instructions. So I don't know how well you can see, but the instructions basically have you doing it over 3 holes, the square. And so, like, to me, a cross stitch square would be 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. You go diagonally. but the picture has you going over 1, 2, 3 holes. And so I finally figured that out based on the instructions. And I did it the way that it's asking for, but it's super open and airy, which I don't love. And also, it's gonna be way too big. So there's no thing on here that tells you exactly how you're supposed to count these, which I don't know that that's a fault of the pattern. That's just a fault of me for not having a clue what I'm doing. So I'm gonna unpick this, which is going to take a little while because that's 2 full rows of back and forth stitching. The other thing that I didn't realize, which was why the needle was so hard to thread, is she gave me, in this main color, 2 strands of DMC. And she says you work with 2 threads. I did not realize, because I've never cross-stitched before, PSA, when it says two threads, that does not mean 2 complete strands of DMC floss. It means you take a strand of DMC, which has 6 strands or 6 plies in it, much like a yarn would, and you unravel 2 and you use 2. Isn't that insane? Am I crazy? Like, I've never heard of such a thing. My very, very limited cross-stitch knowledge comes from watching Amy Beth of the Fat Squirrel, and I love the stuff she makes, but I've never tried to do this myself. So now I get to unpick all of this and start again. With, at least I've got the correct 2 strands, which is not hard to thread a needle with because I'm not trying to thread a needle with 12 strands. And now I'm gonna unpick all of this and start again. Okay, so we've made some progress. I ripped out what was there before. So what was there before is I only had done those 2 rows, but they were much bigger. So now they're super tiny and I've done 2 additional rows. I also switched this thing. So it was pointing this way and my hand kept hitting this bar every single time I tried to do a stitch. And I realized that's because I set it up as though I were right-handed, which I am, but I'm using my left hand. So yeah, I'm 4 rows in. And now I've done this much of the pattern. Now I'm going into this part where there's more stuff. So there's more stuff coming up. There's more colors. So I have to decide if I'm going to just keep going and do like a lot with the pink and leave space for those other colors, or if I'm just going to add other colors in and see what happens. I don't know. I've never done this before, so I don't know what the technique or the proper way you should do it is. I don't think it really matters. Like, I truly don't think it really matters. But I think what I was doing before, and if you're familiar with cross stitch, you may come at me because this is the wrong terminology, but I think I was doing stitching over 2 instead of over 1, and this pattern calls for you to stitch over 1, although it doesn't actually say that anywhere in the pattern. But definitely if you stitch over 2, then it's not going to fit in the hoop and it's going to look ridiculous. So I have 4, 8, 12, 16, I have 20 tiny little cross stitches done. Out of how many? No idea. So I feel like that's pretty good. I'm kind of getting into my groove. I think I'm just gonna keep going and see how I feel. It's about 12:30. The baby's sleeping. Oh, I should turn this down. Oh, there's probably like a dull roar in the back of every clip I have filmed in the last hour because the baby monitor is on loud. Oh, sorry about that. I gotta get Nova from school in a little while. Someone's bringing us dinner, chicken noodle soup today. So someone from my church has brought us dinner every single day for a week. And tomorrow's the last night. We're getting a pizza. I'm so grateful for that because today is the first day I have felt even remotely like myself or human. The recovery was just super tough. Like, I was not prepared to be in that much pain. And my mom is a lifesaver. Like, I don't know what I would have done without her, because the most heartbreaking part actually was Noah was terrified of this cast and he would not get anywhere near me, which is like my baby. And so I want to say Sunday night, it had to be Sunday night, because Josiah had been putting him to bed and doing everything because I couldn't pick him up, and he wouldn't get near me. Like, he would not come to me. I was like, I just want to put him to bed, so I'll keep my arm out of the way, but like put him on my lap in the rocking chair, and I'll rock him to sleep. And he screamed. Like, he did not want me to rock him at all. And Josiah was like, oh no, I'll take him. I was like, no, this needs to happen because he doesn't, like, something's wrong. Like, he needs to be with his mama. So he finally calmed down. He drank his bottle, and then he probably spent 10 minutes touching different parts of the cast and going like, moo, and crying. And then he'd hold up his arm and cry, and he'd pat my arm and cry. And so he did that for probably 10 minutes, maybe longer. And then he settled down and went to sleep. And ever since then, I think I've won him back over. But he was like terrified of the cast, which that broke my heart so much. So yeah, it was just a lot of pain. Like, I literally had to take medicine around the clock. The first 3 or 4 nights, I woke up every 3 hours to take medicine because I was alternating what they prescribed and ibuprofen. And then I did that for the first 3 nights. The fourth night, I still woke up to take medicine, but I don't think I took the prescription because they gave me that heavy duty stuff. And then the 5th day, I decided I was going to stop taking the heavy duty stuff because I just felt like I wasn't even here. Like, I was so worn out and so exhausted and so but the pain was so intense the first couple of days. There's like no way I could have survived without the heavy duty prescription medication they prescribed me. So I don't know. That was rough to not take it because it hurt really bad. But now I'm alternating ibuprofen and Tylenol. And last night I took a dose before bed, but I actually did not wake up until 6 a.m. I mean, I woke up 100 times last night, but I didn't take any medicine last night until 6 a.m. this morning when I got up. So that was a solid 9 hours in between taking doses, which is longer than it's been since I started. So I'm hopeful that things are going to get better, but I don't know. For the first, I think day 3 to 5 was absolutely the worst because day 1 and into day 2, I still had a nerve block and I couldn't feel my arm. And when that wore off, holy cow, is all I have to say. So yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a really, really long, rambly blog, and I don't want it to be super duper long, but I'm gonna keep cross stitching, I think, until the baby wakes up, and I'll show you my progress. I probably get like 1 more row in, but I'll show you my progress. Hello, it's 2:30. I am about to go pick up Nova from school, and then we are going to go to the grocery store so she can pick out a Valentine's card for her daddy. So cute. I actually got a lot further on that cross stitch than I thought I was going to because baby Noah is still sleeping. He has so far slept for 2.5 hours. And I'm not going to wake him up. I left him sleeping with my mom because he was a crank yesterday and he clearly needs to sleep. So yeah, I don't know, this may be the last time I talk to you. Maybe not, but it might be. After I get Nova, we're gonna go to the grocery store, go home, I'm gonna eat something. I have to leave at 4:15. I am officiating a wedding tonight. I am so glad I feel like myself today and I'm off the heavy duty pain medicine, even though I have a giant cast on my arm, because I just didn't think this was gonna be that serious. And it was so serious. And if I had to officiate this wedding even yesterday or Tuesday, like, it would have just been so hard on me. So anyways, I'm going to go officiate this wedding. It is a reschedule from the hurricanes from last year. So it's going to be extra special to finally get them married. And then when I come back, bedtime, typical Thursday night things. I'm planning on doing a little diamond painting tonight if I can. I've tried to not do any work today. No emails, no text messages, nothing on my phone, to just kind of come back to myself a little bit because I've just been really, really feeling it, like all the things. Like yesterday, I spent most of the day wanting to cry, and today has been a little better. So what I really want to do is crochet, specifically on my artist cardigan, but I'm not allowed. So yeah, I'm gonna get Nova, and I'll see what other bits and bobs I can film. I will try to remember to film 1 minute of calm at the beach after the wedding. Who knows if I will, but I'll do my best. The wedding is done. I'm on my way home. It's about almost 6 o'clock. I am tired. I did not get a nap today, even though I tried. And I can definitely feel that like I'm still recovering, because like I am 10 times more tired than I should be, but at least my brain clarity is here. It was incredibly foggy on the beach, like foggy enough that my hair is like wet. And I took 1 minute of calm that I will put at the end of this video to share with y'all. So if you need a breath, if you need a minute, just watch that. Put your hand on your heart, breathe, let it out. I don't know if you need that, but I definitely need that. I've been pretty okay today, but like I said earlier, yesterday I felt like I was gonna cry all day. I'm kind of emotional right now, although it's not super bad. Yeah, we'll see. I just would like to get this cast off. My left arm and wrist is, like, specifically my left wrist is hurting a little bit, mostly because my left arm has been doing literally everything and it's just not used to that, like untwisting jars and all kinds of things that it's not used to. So I'm feeling okay, but a little not overwhelmed. What's the right word? I don't know what the right word is. I'm not changing lanes. This car. Every time I get even remotely close to the line of another lane, it's like, how dare you? You don't have a blinker on. I'm not even changing lanes. I'm going straight. I don't know what the word is for what I feel. I feel like the fog. That's what I feel like. Like everything's kind of misty. Nothing's really solid. You can't really see very far. That's a perfect way to describe it. Like I can't really see very far. Like I know that this will end eventually, and I know it will be better eventually. But right now it's just kind of gray, and I just want to knit. I can definitely feel that my mental health is struggling because I can't pick up yarn and I can't pick up a crochet hook. And I just feel, it feels gray and endless. I know it's not. I know that the fog will lift, but that's kind of what I'm feeling at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna go home. I have to stop and get a Dr. Pepper Zero for Josiah, who specifically texted me to request one, which almost never ever happens. So I'm definitely gonna pick that up. And then hopefully after the babies go to bed, I can stop and get a little bit of diamond painting in. We'll see. Narrator. She did not do any diamond painting. She was too tired. She laid on the couch. That is all I did, and now I'm going to bed. So I'll see you soon. Bye, friends.